Good evening everyone and welcome to Grandma's Handbag. I'm Dean. Great to have you with me, and excuse my voice, this could be funny one. Suddenly starts to go a bit funny. I've had a bit of a throat thing all this week, so we'll try and push on through anyway, because this is part 3 of Ken Awesome Mega Vinyl Haul, and it's still the unboxing part. I swear I've tried my hardest not to delve in into the box and see, so there's that live unboxing element. We got to get into this in just a moment. First things first though, thank you to all new subscribers who've come on recently. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're enjoying this series, and please, you know, really appreciate your patronage, viewing, comment. Love to hear from you, and the same with everyone who's been a regular and watching. Really appreciate it as well. Alright, so yeah, part 3. Last week, part 2 finished off pretty ingloriously from Demis Roussos' Overload. And, you know, look, that's just the nature of these things. I wasn't expecting it, and there it was, bam. You know, before you even knew it, it's taken over the camera, and it's speaking in tongues, and then just crashing. So I'm really sorry about that. I can't say it won't happen again. There could be something else that trips it out, but we'll get in there anyway. First things first. Cheers to all of you, Grandma's little helper. We've got the simple but classic G&T. I love my old Gordon's glass, tall, slim. Nice one for a gin and tonic. And we've got the just the basic Bombay Sapphire, the proper export strength, which is 47%. In Australia they tend to water this down to 40%, and it really doesn't have quite the same zing to it. Anyway, when we get into summer, I'll no doubt be cracking more of these G&Ts. Certainly love a good one. Grandmas always do. I think it was called Mother's Ruin, or more than Grandmother's Ruin, but same idea prevails. Anyway, lastly as well, thank you to Brad, to Jacob, to Daryl and Aldwin from techwebcast.info. I was lucky enough to be a guest a bit over a week or so ago. Episode 439. If you want to skip to the second half, you'll hear me prattle on even more. So yeah, thanks again you guys. Check out that webcast. I'll try and put a link below, and recommend it. Very interesting. Always something in there for everyone. Alright, let's get on with this now. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Wow. Have not heard. Feeling like a double record. 1984 ZTT. It could be an Aussie press. Looking in very, very nice condition too. So there we go. Ken Awesome Part 3 has started off with a bang, and it's continuing. Everything But the Girl Eden. Wow, another one from 1984. I guess that's going to be on the quieter end of the spectrum compared to Frankie Goes to Hollywood, but I'm really interested to see what this is going to hold for us. Very interesting. Cool. Alright. The Enid, In the Region of the Summer Stars. Now I'm going to guess this is on a prog rock bent again. I'm not sure if there's a Canterbury connection in there. It's looking like possibly even a original UK press. 1976. Classic Garrett and Lofthouse cover. That's the printing, the pressing of the cover, not the artwork. But the Enid, very interested. Alright, Derek and Clive's greatest hits. Alright, this record is absolutely filthy and disgusting, and for that very reason I can't wait to have a listen to this. Very, very interesting. Ken, thank you. Derek and Clive, you can't go wrong with some Derek and Clive. That's for anyone that doesn't know, or for the US side. I'm not sure if Derek and Clive were big in the US. It's a comedy spoken word thing. So, George Cromartie, Wind in the Heather, compositions for guitar. Don't know of this one. Again, it's a Windham Hill, so I'm going to guess it's going to be in that same ilk of the nice, quiet, reflective, ambient-esque music. George Melly and the Feet Warmers, Son of Nuts. Alright, look, I'm completely in the dark on this. George Melly. I've heard the name once, no idea. If you guys know, let us know in the comments. I mean, there's almost something punkish looking about it. Wow. And there's even a die-cut sleeve here. Very, very cool. Alright. Now that is interesting. Anyway, George Melly, maybe he's jazz? British trad jazz? Interested to see. I'm telling you, this box just delivers and delivers. So, hang in there. Alright. Ian Jury, New Boots and Panties. Now, the classic cover, I've always enjoyed this cover. Yeah. Ian Jury, this is classic Jury. Haven't heard this album or much, if any of it. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Not the one I'm thinking of, but anyway, really excited to have this one. If anyone's a Jury fan, let me know what I got in store on this one. Happy to see that. Wow. Gondwana Land, Let the Dog Out. Okay. Gondwana Land is an Australian band. As you can see, there's a didgeridoo on the back, so I'm guessing that's going to turn up. Yep, it's credited on the back here as well. 1985. Any Aussie VC members heard this? Let me know what it's all about. And another one, Goanna, Spirit of Place. So again, another Aussie record. This is quite the classic. I mean, at least in the cover. You've got Uluru or Ayers Rock there. Alright, Solid Rock is probably the big single off that one. Very, very cool. Very happy to have it. Excuse me, and sorry about that, you guys. December, George Winston piano solos. Judging by the artwork and the name, I'm guessing, and it's right, it's another Windham Hill. So there'll be some nice contemplative music there. And another George Winston, Winter into Spring. I'm getting a seasonal theme for some of these Windham Hill ones. Yes. Alright, Ivor Cutler, Jammy Smears. Now, Ivor's still here from the last one. I was excited to see that. I knew there was another Ivor Cutler somewhere in there. Forgotten the name of it, but here it is. Yeah, James Buttery. I'm sorry. Really, really happy. I was hoping it was this, not to annoy you or anything, James, but there it is, Ivor Cutler. What can I say? And actually, just on that too, if anyone hasn't subscribed to James Buttery's channel, I'm not sure if I've linked to it before. I should probably do that, but definitely check out James Buttery. He is a wealth of knowledge across a range of different areas. Very surprised to see that James is after this, but then again, also not at all. So there it is. Ivor Cutler, Jamie Smears. Absolutely stoked. to see that in this box. Incredible. Alright. This is still all blind, by the way, guys. James Taylor. I think this is a greatest hits one from memory. Yeah, look, Fire and Rain, Carolina in My Mind, Sweet Baby James, You Got a Friend. Yeah, definitely a greatest hits. Again, looking in pretty good condition. We'll have to get rid of this cover. Starting to get a little bit tight there, but outside of that, lovely. Really lovely stuff. Alright. Shadowfax, The Dreams of Children. So again, dipping back into the prog area, I think, from memory. Although it's Windham Hill Records, so maybe on the quieter end of that 1984. Interesting cover art, actually, so happy to see. Anyone a fan of Shadowfax? Let us know. Jethro Tull, Under Wraps. Alright, now this is a Tull I've never seen around. It's looking like it's later Tull. 1984, so there you go. Okay, Jethro Tull, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Japan, Oil on Canvas. Alright. I don't know if this is a single or a double record. This could even be a double. 1, 2. It's a double. We have a double record. I don't know a lot about Japan. I think is it David Sylvian. Liking that cover art there. It's reminding me of another one I've seen quite recently. Of course, I can't think of that, but yeah. Is anyone a fan of Japan out there? Is there a particular album of theirs I should be looking for? Am I holding it? Let us know. Alright guys, just give us a second here. Restorative. A good gin and tonic always should sort of, I don't know. I find it cools you down, but it lifts you up just a little bit. So not that we need cooling here. We've just entered another cold snap near the end of winter. We've had some warm days, so back into the cold stuff for a bit. Anyway, Joe Jackson, Night and Day. I've heard the title of this again, but I haven't heard this album itself. Is this one on the jazzier end of a Joe Jackson spectrum? Certainly getting that vibe from the artwork. Again, the condition's just gorgeous. Very, very early 80s looking there. Yeah, but great stuff, Joe Jackson. John Lennon, Yoko Ono, Double Fantasy. Alright, what more to say about this? This is probably the last, I think, album just before Lennon passed away or that. So there's always that tinge of sadness in there. Whether it's his best work or not, it's hard to say. There's certainly some schmaltz in here, I suppose, with Beautiful Boy, Dear Yoko, but and I'm not even sure if I've already got a copy of this, to be honest. I think it might be my first, but good to have in the collection. Oh, fantastic. Excellent, wow. What to say about this? John Prine, debut album, debut. Headley, there you go, debut. I think Headley pointed that out on the first. I always thought that was just a standard way to say it, but I guess come to think of it now, there'd be people saying debut, debut, definitely not debut. Anyway, John Prine's first album, 1971 from memory. This could even be a very early press on it as well by the look of it. Immaculate condition. And I was very late to the John Prine party. Only found and listened to this album a couple of years ago and immediately fell in love. It's just such a unassuming album. The songwriting is just spot on. It's incredible. Pinpoint vignettes and slices of life in there. It's just, yeah, it's a beautiful album. If you've not checked this out, you need to grab a copy, have a listen. It's just beautiful stuff. Amazing to think he was, you know, early to mid-20s when he recorded this album. And some of the songs on here are ones that you would just very forward-looking in terms of emotional depth. And I'm talking about songs like Hello in There, or Angel from Montgomery, Donald and Lydia, sorry. Just relationships, you know, such a great insight. But then you've got songs like Paradise, which is just a gorgeous song, and one of the very first eco songs I can think of as well, about wrecking your environment and surroundings. You know, you've got Your Flag Decal Won't Get You Into Heaven Anymore, a very strong anti-war rhetoric to it, which happens throughout a lot of this. Of course, you've got the classic Sam Stone, which is a Vietnam veteran's descent into drug addiction. It's yeah, extremely well known. Of course, Illegal Smile that opens off the album is a much softer take on drugs, and incredible humour as well. So absolutely, you know, thrilled to have this in the collection. Very hard to find in the wild in Australia. So Ken, thank you so much. This just makes me really, really happy to see it. And if, again, as I said, if you haven't heard it, track it down. You know, maybe I've got more to say on it in the future. Fantastic album. Okay. I've got a bit of stickage here. Trying not to look at these. Wow. I don't even know. James Monroe presents Dr. Buzzard's original Savannah Band goes to Washington. 1979 Elektra. Look, I got nothing on this. Does anyone know anything about this album at all? Never heard of it, never seen it. No idea. This is completely blind. Dr. Buzzard's original Savannah Band. Ken, very interesting stuff. Alright, Kid Creole and the Cocouts, Off the Coast of Me. Now, Kid Creole's one of those guys you hear around and about, and I think he's turned up in, was he in the Gun Club? Or am I thinking of Kid Congo Powers? Shocking. Anyway, I've heard of King Creole. I've been looking for some stuff, never found, and here we go, we have one. Kid Creole and the Cocouts. And we have another one, Kid Creole and the Cocouts, Fresh Fruit in Foreign Places. 1981 on Z Records. These could be original presses as well. Very interested. Is anyone a fan of Kid Creole out there? Did Kid Creole have something to do with a cover album of Kraftwerk songs? Or am I again confusing that with someone else? Alright. Kid Creole and the Cocouts, Tropical Gangsters. Very, very interesting. This is painfully 80s looking and intriguing. Very, very intriguing. Wow. Alright, we might have to wrap this up pretty soon. And unfortunately we've got, well, fortunately, maybe, hopefully, there should be a fourth one, because we're still not through this. Kid Creole and the Cocouts, Doppelganger. This is looking like the complete recorded works or the early works of Kid Creole. So, the 11th house featuring Larry Coryell, level 1. Now, I've heard the name Larry Coryell. I'm assuming he was a guitarist, maybe on the jazz, funk, soul tip. I'm getting a lot of strong vibes of that off of this album anyway. That hair there is incredible, just quietly. I'm sure he's come straight off a some sort of porn movie set to his normal day job. Love it. Larry Coryell again, the Lion and the Ram. Yes, again, haven't heard any Larry Coryell that I know of, so looks like I'm about to start that journey. Anyone a fan of Larry Coryell? Let us know. This is a lot of stuff to take in. I think I might leave it there, everyone. My throat and voice is about to give way, but thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure you grab yourself a Grandma's Little Helper if you haven't already. And please, relax, enjoy, comment below, and also keep making your own stuff. I love watching. I'm watching and trying to comment wherever and whenever I can. Really appreciate it. Thank you all again. Have a good night. Until next time from Grandma's Handbag.